Alright guys, so today I am actually going to be working a little bit bigger. This is an 11 inch by 14 inch mixed media 110 pound paper by Arteza. I have talked about this paper many times. It is my tried and true. It is like my favorite mixed media paper. It never really buckles. And I've tried lots of different papers, but this is my fave. So anyway, thank you to Arteza for sending me the pack of papers as well as the cradle board, which you will see in just a moment. So I'm working a little bit bigger, as I said. One of the things that I think is easy when you get to working in your journal all the time and you work smaller, it's a little intimidating to get outside of your comfort zone and go larger. So I work from home, and yes, I have a day job, and my office is my guest bedroom now. It used to be my art studio, but made some changes, wanted to have my own separate space for both of those, and so I'm using my guest room now. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen I have taken a lot of my artwork that either hasn't sold or isn't for sale, and I've put it in my bedroom and the bedroom office area there, and it's like a gallery wall. So I've been wanting some more paintings to go in there to kind of plug in some of the holes that I have. So that is kind of where these guys are going to go. So what I'm doing is working on paper because I feel like it is less intimidating to work on paper, and then kind of because this is 11 by 14, the cradle board is 10 by 10. So we are going to have some opportunity to kind of pick the areas and that speak to us more so than having to just put it directly onto the cradle board. Hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm trying to do here is encourage you to work on larger pieces of mixed media paper, and then you can move them onto cradle board, okay? It's like a comfort zone of paper versus going directly onto the canvas. So I've just taken a variety of colors, and that's what I'm using to paint these. Now I will tell you that I only actually do one on the cradle board, but because I hate waiting on paint to dry, I very seldom ever work on one piece at a time. So I said, heck, I've already got some paint out, might as well go ahead and work on this second one as well. And so that's kind of, what I'm doing here is moving back and forth. I think the benefit also for me to move back and forth is the fact that it keeps me in my flow. So, if I stop and I dry the paint and I come back and I do all the things, then my flow is kind of gone. But if I keep going and keep building upon the flow that I have, then I'm not giving it any time to slow down. I'm just kind of building that momentum. So at least that's what works for me. Whatever works, floats your boat around here. You go do your thing, boo. But I'm just telling you that that's what works for me. And the other thing that works for me is when in doubt, add hot pink. That's all I got to say. So this is Reflex Rose by Amsterdam. It is... Y'all, when you saw that go on there, did your heart just go like, dang, that's what it needed, baby? That's what my heart does too. It just says, When you add some hot pink, it just makes me do all the things. It just makes my little heart go boom, boom, boom. I just love it. And yeah, so, I like hot pink, and that's all there is to it. So I thought, well, while I got that out and it made such an impact on the other one, I'm going to go ahead and put some hot pink on this thing. And it just works magic. So I love it. And I'm using a multitude of different paintbrushes along with my finger, and I'm just letting it rip. I love abstract art, so yes, I'm using Neocolor 2s here just to add some scribbles and some energy and movement, and I'm being very aware if there is a particular like color that I really like the Neocolor 2s next to. So I'm just, I'm just taking that energy and scribbling. Anybody who knows me knows that I love the scribble. Love it. It just makes my heart happy. It makes me think of me as a kid and getting that crayon box and just tearing that thing up. And then, the teachers would be like, you have to color in the lines. And I am like, no, I do not. So, rebel. I'm a rebel, guys. And I'm going in here because Neocolor 2, remember, will activate with water. So what you're not going to see in this video is the fact that I am going to spray this after it is mounted and dried. I'm going to spray it with a sealer, a workable fixative. I use Krylon. I think it's Krylon. I'm not really sure exactly what I have right now in the stash, but any sealer will do because I'm throwing all the mediums at it, right? I've got Neocolors, I've got new pastels, I've got all the things going, and it will wiggle, jiggle, and move right off of that cradle board if I don't seal it. So we definitely want to make sure that we do that, and I'm just going in and making some scribbly marks with my number 2. And now I'm bringing this other piece back. Now I'm using here, this is a little giblet of a new pastel piece. So it's a little bitty tiny piece, that's why I can't really see it. Have no idea what the name of it is because it broke off, and yeah, there's that. But what the new pastel allows you to do is it will activate with water if you want to, but it allows me to kind of tinker with the idea of adding yellow to this piece without huge commitment. Because guess what? If I don't like it, I can just spray it with water, wipe it back. It's not going to be permanent, so it's not like I have to really make a huge commitment. If I'm unsure, pastels, chalk pastels is a great way for you to kind of play with what you want your color palette to be. And so what I envision is this will probably be a set of 3 in a similar color palette that I will use. And this is that was a Stabilo Woody, a big old Stabilo Woody there that I went in with in white. And now I really am digging this one. This one just has a lot more energy and movement than the other one does. So I am going to let it dry really well. Now I'm going to whip out the Arteza 10x10 wood panels. So we've got to decide on the composition standpoint. Like, we're going to be trimming some of this off. And so I'm just looking here to see which, how orientation is not a huge thing because you can orientate it any way you want to. But when I was working on trying to think about which parts I wanted to cut off and piece off, I definitely wanted to be mindful of the law of odd numbers. I don't know if that's really a law. Guys, I don't have an art degree. I just show up and paint. Y'all watch me. I don't know. But I do know that odd numbers is more pleasing to the eye. So I am being mindful that my numbers are odd that stay on there. And then I'm going to use my trimmer and paper trim it down. Well, then I decided that I thought because we have such bold, bright colors that it would be really cool to take the board and paint it with the black gesso. This is Deco Arts Media Gesso, I think it's called. And this is just black. It's going to be really matte, and it's going to allow me to go all around the edge. And now, guys, look how it pops. All those bright colors just really pop really good. And, okay, so here is my thing with working on a canvas is a lot of times I will just let it sit, and then I will come back and I will make more edits if there's something that is just really not feeling good to the gut. And so I'm going in here because something was happening right here in the middle. I'm still not completely sold on it, but I like where it is better. I also like how bright the colors are, so I'm semi-satisfied, but I have to let it sit and like marinate, you know, like just sit, and we have a little chit-chat, me and the painting, and I'm like, girl, you through, girl. Is your message coming through? You looking beautiful today. And so I just go in my office and I talk to my paintings like that. And if you want to call somebody to see if you can get me some type of a check for talking to my paintings, then that's perfectly okay too. So anyway, I'm going to go in here with a little more of that hot pink, because as it dries, of course, it's going to kind of dilute the color. And then I noticed that I only have 4 of the pink marks. I wanted 5, so I'm going back in here and just adding and kind of letting it do what it do, and then I'm going to make a decision that it is good to go. And so I know today has been a fun day for me to create. I'm super excited to get these hung up on the wall and see exactly how they look hung up there. So make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see. And then I'm also going to attach this to the wood panel. I'm going in with heavy Liquitex gel medium. I'm going to put the gel medium directly onto the cradle board, and then I'm also going to put it on the back of the paper. We want a dual layer because we want this baby to be good and stuck, okay? And then what you're not going to see in the video is I do take a really heavy book, any weight that you have, and I'm going to put it on it, and I'm going to let it dry that way. And then if I need to, or I see that there's any puckers, this paper doesn't really pucker, so in my experience. So we're pretty much going to call it a wrap, guys. I hope this has inspired you to put some of your art on the walls. And if you want to check out Artesa's products, I will have them linked in my affiliate link below. And you can also find them on Amazon. That will also be linked below. So go make magic this week. And until next time, guys, toodaloo!